No, hello. So today is a sort of a video special, I suppose, for a channel called the London Potager Garden. It's a brilliant channel, so I hope you'd go and check it out. And she very kindly said, could I do a garden review? Well, yeah, no problem. So, well, I thought I'd start in the tool shed sort of thing, the wood shed sometimes, to show you what sort of things we use in our garden. You know, got sort of watering cans, and there's all the tools and what have you. And there's the glove bits and bobs, lawnmowers, things we need to tend the plot. Yeah, London Potager Garden has a wonderful channel, and she lives in London, obviously, from the description. But she also has a home in Hungary. And well, I'm from London originally, and I live in Poland with my wife and this little fella, Jimmy. And so, well, this is the garden, I guess. It sort of was a real mess when we bought. Well, this property was sort of part of my wife's family, really, and we inherited it, I suppose. But we did buy it. But we bought and inherited it, and it was in a real mess when we had it. I'm not sure if anybody's aware of the history of Poland, but basically this part of Poland used to be Germany, and the Poles were kind of exiled from the what's now the Ukrainian side of Poland, and the whole country jumped west. And so my wife's family, come on, there's about 6 cars come down this road every day, and I always get them when I video. Anyway, basically my wife's family were kind of uprooted and thrown from their palace, which they used to have, literally, and then dumped here onto this farm, which is a bit unruly, but over the years it kind of was handed down from person to person in the family. This is a bush that we've tried to make look like Jimmy's head. I don't know if you can see that there, but that's a dog's head. this business here is supposed to look like Jimmy's head. The thing is that this is our actual cesspit, and so we're kind of trying to make a dog's body out of it, because Jimmy's like a cesspit because he eats everything. He's funny, he's a funny little dog. He's like a kind of hungry dog. So that's our old well. But if you can see that, that's the old well. We don't use that anymore now because we have mains water. There it is there. You can see the mains water there, see? And that's the old well, which we don't use, as I said. So, on with a tour. It's probably the nicest time of year to see the garden, actually, because it's springtime. It's I'll be honest with you now, actually, I won't be making too many more videos on this channel for YouTube, but it was such a nice request from the London Potager Garden to say could I show around the garden. I thought, yeah, I will do that one thing, because it does look pretty at this time of year. But there's the one of the planting beds. Some old millstones that used to be from an old mill house that blew up over there yonder, and some lovely blossom on that's a cherry tree. We have 3 apple trees in the garden. They're the old 3 sisters, as we call them, probably planted at the end of World War II, I should imagine. This is the remains of a blackcurrant bush. No, it's red currant. Yes, it's red currant, it's not blackcurrant. So the blackcurrants all died. When we first came here, there was a whole plantation. Things are dying back now. Sadly, this garden's very old. It's an old plum tree. Again, it's really not a well tree, this one. I've had to kind of cut it back, and bits have survived on it, but it's another planting that we have. And as I say, there's another cherry tree over there, and more bushes. My father's dead now, but he gave me some plants which are in this trough here, which I really like, obviously for obvious reasons. and this is one of them. That's my one of my dad's that he gave me for this garden. And this is a sort of a mausoleum that I made for one of my, well, my beloved dog who came all the way from the UK with me. Spiky his name was, and there he is, he's buried in there. And he died back in 2016 now. Bless his heart, he's buried under there. The eternal flame for him. I know a lot of people might think it's barking mad, but so was he. And this bit's like the older part of the garden, which we kind of keep as best we can. I mean, into topiary. I know a lot of people aren't into the sort of topiary, but I quite like it actually. I keep the hedges nice and neat, and there's an old rhododendron there, must be 150 odd years old. Probably from the original garden, you know, from the original German house. I planted this pine here. It's in the wrong place really, because it's sort of getting a bit distorted trying to look for light. This is lovely. I don't know what it's called, but it doesn't have flower up in later on in spring. And so there you go, some pots, what have you. That's an old London phone box, look. I put there some memories and some heather. It seems to grow quite well, and ivy, which we planted, but the rest is pretty much as it was when we kind of moved in. Or, you know, we live in the mountains. You can't see them today because they're behind the mist. But above that ridge line is a mountain. It's a tall mountain. So we used to do a bit more to the place. Kind of lost a bit of enthusiasm. There's my guitar, my tree guitar. It's a spiky little devil. I used to be in a band years ago. I think everybody used to be, didn't they, at some point in their lives? But mine was hugely unsuccessful. So I was the guitarist. That probably had a lot to do with it, actually. And so there you go. That's the hedges. We've got some bird. There's a bird house thing, feeding thing there. We have bird feeders here. We always have lots of bird feeders going on because we love birds. My wife and I love them to bits. Well, we love all animals, in actual fact. So that's empty because obviously it's the spring now. We don't want to encourage them to become fat and lazy like me. So through to the garden at the back. I used to keep this looking quite neat. This is the vegetable patch, which is going to be obviously full of vegetables come the season. We used to tend this bit as well and cut it and mow it, but sadly wild pigs have just destroyed it. They've just dug it all up and made it really not worth tending anymore. As you can see, they've dug great big craters out of the garden. It's been very hard to run a mower over the place now, so I don't bother. I think leave it. I planted, that's a Douglas fir. I planted that myself. And these are sort of spruce stands go back onto our property. Land is very cheap here in Poland, of course, so it might look like, you know, I'm some sort of wealthy man, but I'm not really. It's as I say, it's my wife's property anyway. I don't have anything to do with it really. Here merely in presence rather than in deed. But the property does extend back to those woods, right at the back there. There's quite a lot of land here. And it goes down. We've got a fire pit there going, look, which is where we sit sometimes around when we have the kids over. I don't have any children of my own, but my family have loads of children in it, and there's plenty of kids who are always happy to. Well, it's Polish tradition. You kind of get an old stick and you sharpen the end of it, and you put a kiełbasa, which is a Polish sausage, on the end of it, and you grill it over the fireplace, you know, and have a grill up. There you go. It's private land. It says teren prywatny, means private land. And that means watch out, dangerous dog. How dangerous are you, Jimbers? It's lethal. It's lethal, Miss Moneypenny. Anyway, yeah, this is the down towards the stream. This was an old pond which we've not maintained, so it's become overgrown. And it's got bits of plastic. There's always plastic settled there for some reason. I don't know why. Kind of given up shifting that rubbish as well, quite honestly. It's an old, very old whoopki, it's called in Polish. It's flint. Oh, well, it's not flint even. It's slate. 3 pieces of slate. It's an old pack horse bridge. And you can see this ash tree must be 100 years old, so it's pretty old, that bridge. And it goes down to the old mill race, which ended the mill house, which blew up, as I say. And this was man-made. The original river used to run down in there, you see. But the German people built a higher water race, so they always had a feed of water to the mill. And we had a flood recently which has done quite some damage in actual fact. As I say, I used to maintain all this, but I can't be bothered now. I give up. I'm getting on now. The bridge got knackered, or is it knackered? And I don't even know if it'll take my fat bolt. This could be a instantly funny YouTube moment. No. Oh dear, it supported me. I thought I was going to get a viral video then. And we had some vandalisation, and there used to be a bench there where Jimmy is now, so you could sit and look at the race, but somebody's thrown it into the water. It's fallen in the water. So I can't be bothered fishing that out, unfortunately, either. It's not really a positive video, this, is it? No, I don't mean it that way. It's just kind of the time of we're in at the moment in this country. That means get off my land in Polish. You get off my land, you hear me? Or I'll put some tin buck up your backside, boy. No, this is sort of the old road down to the mill race, to the mill house even. That's another sign. I've had to put these things up in a hope and an attempt to kind of stop people from vandalising my property, but they seem to do that a lot around here. Not just to me, I mean everyone gets it. It's just the way life is, I suppose. People get frustrated and they take it out on things they come across when they're angry or drunk or both or whatever. But anyway, I've got the hill fog today, so I doubt there's anybody watching at this point in time. If they even were ever watching. But it's a bit swampy, this bit. All this bit's hours up to the end there, up to those to the bushes you can see, and that runs all the way round. So there you go. There's your garden tour. This is a sort of a larch stand which we put in, and that's your garden tour there. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're still watching, please, guys and girls, go and check out the London Potager. Brilliant channel. Really enjoy that one. Watching. And well, I'll be always watching and supporting your channels on the YouTube, my friends, but I don't know how much I'll be posting, certainly not on this channel anyway. I do have another channel which is sort of military based from my collection, which it's not everyone's cup of tea, I understand that. And you know, I fully understand if you don't want to watch that, and I fall asleep making the videos, to be honest with you. But yeah, there's the Malinowe Dwór. That's the posh hotel in our area. Helicopters come into that. All the film stars from Poland come in, so that's my claim to fame. I can go up there and spend 10 times what I would normally on a pint of beer and sit next to a Polish film star. Not. Whoa, Jimmy, look at you. The trencher. Yeah, it's a bit moist, this bit, isn't it, mate? I say, sir. I say, madam. Have you ever seen the like of it? Oh, bit swampy. That's how it is, because I haven't done the drainage in ages. I have to clear this piece here. This This needs clearing. This drain. This is blocked, which is why there was all the water there. But never mind. That's the way life is. Blockages and clearances. Anyway, as I say, I'm going to sign out now. And yeah, all the very best wishes. Cheers.